Now joining us is Evans Ufeli, lawyer and public affairs commentator. Evans, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Evans, 24 billion and also 30 billion naira seems like such a big amount. Now, these figures do sound really outrageous, but do you have any real hope that the probe or court will see things to a logical conclusion?
Well, the probe is expected to stem the tide of that white elephant project they want to embark on. I mean, gunboat for what? Is the state government now responsible for defense in Rivers State? Why should you buy gunboat for that amount? I mean, this is another white elephant project. We thought that the administrator there will be frugal and responsible enough to manage the resources of a state in crisis in a way that will reflect, an example, that is going to set an example of leadership. For the short time, it's going to be there illegally, because it's there illegally. And now, apart from the fact that we are seeing bogus amount being budgeted for to spend, there's also there's one other issue about reckless financial that is pending, and then it's about to enter another one. I think that before this committee was set up, 21-member committee was set up to look into its affairs. This amount of money is too much. It does not show that man is ready to lead, even though it was not expected. I mean, the military man in democratic government, it doesn't show. It doesn't, because I mean, even state governors who have mandate of the people, do they spend that much? Do they buy gunboats? And do they spend that much really on issues like that? How about education? How about the people's welfare? How about the state's infrastructure, facilities, roads, and other very pressing needs like public health in the states? Are those ones already dealt with? Do we now have proper public health care in Rivers State? Or do we now have a primary and secondary education well constituted in that state that we should be buying both?
Evans, I hope you're still with us. I'm going to give that a few moments to see if we can get him back. Evans, are you still with us?
I know what I think about.
Okay, good. Evans, yeah, you went off for a minute there, but hopefully we can keep you. I do have one question now. Evans, can you hear me? You went off for a few minutes, a few seconds there, so but we got most of your entry there. But Evans, the question here is, it's a very curious inquiry there that you laid down. But let's note what Andrew Nweke said, the senior special assistant to the sole administrator. He said that they inherited most of these things from the on the current budget, that it was inherited by the sole administrator. So the question now is, should that question or the inquiries that you have made be to the sole administrator's office or the previous government in place at the time?
No, if it is inherited, where's the evidence to show that it's inherited? I mean, that committee should not just listen to them, just throw words up and down, say it's inherited. It's inherited where? How? In the previous government budget, where is it? Can we see? Well, and even if it is inherited and it has the component of a white elephant project, must the new administration adopt it? I mean, the new administration should know enough to say that though we inherited this, but it is not expedient. It is not. I don't think that is what Rivers State people are talking about. We should need at this point in time, at this critical time of our engagement. It should be something that is not expedient. Gunboats, there's no war in Rivers State. There's no war in Rivers, and even if there is, it's not the responsibility of Rivers State to buy gunboats. They can only support the federal government to do exactly what they want, not to put it into a budget and begin to ask that the money you release and all. I don't think this is right. We're getting it very wrong. The sole administrator should leave that office because, first of all, doesn't even have the mandate of the people. So the money itself is spent it illegally. And then it's taking flamboyant project to go and execute, which you will not be able to account for at the end of the day. I don't think this is right for the police. This is unjust to the people of Rivers State. As a stakeholder, I stand against it, and I know that I speak the minds of many of my kinsmen.
Evans, I want to put in a
this is not right.
I want to put in a new scene here, and that scene would be when the suspended governor is soon restored, because we have seen the news since last week and the reconciliation that has happened. Now, when that happens, how are we going to reconcile this? He would have to inherit a budget he had no hand in preparing. How does that address the question of accountability in the budget preparations and also implementation process now?
The entire bill has to be discarded because it didn't go through the National Assembly. Because once the governor resumes, the governor is going to work on the platform of democracy. And under democracy, budget is supposed to go through the State House of Assembly, okay? And if you have any budget that is in that state that did not go through the State House of Assembly, that budget is illegal, okay? So if it gets reinstated, then he must pass a budget that will come from the streams of the mandate of the people, not one that was concocted in the manner they are presenting it. And is it so? Fubara is going to carry on with the budget that is. So, what was the reason for the first accusation that the budget that he was spending, he was acting on? Was not assented to, or was not passed by the State House, or that 4 members only. That accusation was part of what they even took to court. So if he gets back there and start to use this budget, that means he has not learned any lesson. So they will need to pass a fresh budget that will reflect the young aspiration of the people under democracy.
Okay.
And that is the budget that must be entrenched. Not this one that is, this one looks criminally unconscious.
All right then. Evans, I want to say thank you very much for joining us to give your 2 pence on the issue. I don't know if you agree with me, but it would seem that River State seems to be a hot pot of a salad of undue processes going on right now. But thank you very much, Evans, for joining us this evening.